pitch for a tool like Calendly is almost irresistibly clean. No more back and forth emails. Send a link, let people pick a slot, and reclaim the hours you used to lose to scheduling. And the email part is genuinely true. That friction really does disappear. But there is a quieter question underneath the pitch, and it is the one nobody puts on the landing page. When you remove the friction from booking a meeting, do you actually net save time, or do you just relocate the cost to somewhere more expensive? So we put the booking link on the bench and ran the test. First, give the claim its strongest form, because there is a real problem it solves. Scheduling is a genuine tax on the working week. In a workforce study by Reclaim, which surveyed more than 1,300 workers, people lost roughly half a workday every single week just to setting up, confirming, and rescheduling meetings. Across a year, the same study put the cost of meetings and the coordination around them at over $29,000 per employee, with about $5,000 of that attributable to the scheduling and rescheduling churn alone. So, when a booking tool says it kills the email ping pong, it is attacking a real and expensive problem. The trap is in the unstated assumption that the time you save on coordination simply vanishes as pure profit. It doesn't. It has to go somewhere. And where it goes is the whole audit. Here is the mechanism the marketing skips. A booking tool does not reduce the number of meetings you have. It reduces the effort required to create one. And those are completely different things. Think about what the back and forth email actually was. It was friction, slow, annoying, and inefficient. But friction is also a filter. Every round of Who's Free Thursday is a small tax that quietly kills the marginal meeting, the one that wasn't quite worth the hassle of arranging. Drop a public booking link, and you remove that filter entirely. Now anyone, at any time, can drop a 30-minute block straight onto your calendar with no resistance at all. You have not saved the cost of the meeting. You have lowered the price of putting a meeting on you. And, predictably, more of them get put there. The coordination time you saved gets spent inside the extra meetings the missing friction let through. And the meeting load was already climbing fast before any one tool entered the picture. Look at the trajectory. The same workforce data has the average knowledge worker attending something like 16 meetings a week, roughly 6 internal team meetings, 5 one-on-ones, and 5 external calls. And the volume has exploded recently. Since early 2020, the number of meetings and calls per person on Microsoft Teams rose by about 192%, nearly tripling. This is the environment a frictionless booking link gets dropped into. It is not a calm calendar with a little email annoyance to remove. It is an already overloaded calendar, and the tool's core function is to make adding one more thing to it effortless. A faster on-ramp to a road that is already jammed does not get you home sooner. Now price the thing that actually gets relocated. Because it is not the coordination minutes, it is your attention. The deepest research on this comes from Gloria at the University of California, Irvine, who spent years measuring what interruptions really cost. Her headline finding, after a single interruption, it takes an average of 23 minutes and 15 seconds to fully return to the original task. And people rarely go straight back. There are usually about 2 other tasks in between before they pick up where they left off. A meeting is not just the 30 minutes on the calendar. It is the focus shattered before it and the slow climb back to depth after it. So a booking tool that lets 2 extra short meetings slip into your afternoon hasn't cost you 1 hour. It has cost you the hour, plus the fragmentation of every block of deep work those meetings now sit inside. The cheap minutes you saved on email get repaid in your single most expensive resource. And this lands on attention that is already running on empty. The same researcher tracked, over 2 decades, how long people stay on a single screen before switching away. In 2004, the average was about 2.5 minutes. In her most recent measurements, it had collapsed to roughly 47 seconds. The baseline ability to hold focus has fallen off a cliff, entirely independent of any scheduling app. So the honest framing is this: the modern worker is already fragmented to the floor, and the value of a tool should be judged by whether it protects the scarce blocks of focus that remain or whether it makes them even easier to chop up. A frictionless booking link used carelessly does the second thing. It is an attention fragmentation device wearing a time savings label. That is not an argument that the tool is bad. It is an argument that what it saves and what it spends are measured in 2 different currencies, and only one of them shows up in the pitch. And there is the literal price, where the free tool story has its own fine print. Calendly's free plan is real, but deliberately thin. one event type and one connected calendar, which is enough for a single personal booking link and very little else. The moment you want multiple meeting types, multiple calendars, or any team features, you move to standard at about $10 to $12 per seat each month, or teams at roughly $16 to $20 per seat each month, with the lower figure requiring annual prepayment. For a 10-person team, the Teams tier runs on the order of $1,900 a year. Enterprise starts around $15,000 a year. None of that is outrageous for software, but it reframes the claim. You are not buying back time for free. You are paying a recurring per-seat fee for a tool whose central job is to make it frictionless for other people to spend your time. The pricing model and the attention cost point in exactly the same direction. So, does Calendly actually save time or just relocate the cost? The honest read is that it does both, and which one wins is decided entirely by how you set it up, not by the tool itself. It is a genuine win in one specific case, when the meetings are already going to happen and are already worth it, and all you are removing is the email tennis to arrange them. There, the saved coordination is pure profit, and the math is great. It quietly turns against you in the other case, when an open, unguarded booking link removes the friction that used to filter out the marginal meetings, because then you trade cheap email minutes for expensive, fragmented attention, and you pay a per-seat fee for the privilege. So the sharpest test isn't the back and forth it kills. It is the meetings it lets through. Before you publish that link, ask one question. Does this make it easier for me to do my real work, or just easier for other people to book me? Protect the calendar with hard limits, defended focus blocks, capped daily slots, real buffers, and the tool saves time. Publish it wide open, and it doesn't save the cost. It just relocates it onto the most expensive thing you own.